Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video I'm really excited to do. It is going to be a chatty get ready with me on this look right here. I'm using a few new products, new releases from Ofra Cosmetics, including their Glitch palette and BRB lip gloss. I have the Makeup by Mario and Sephora brushes that I had in my most recent haul. I have a new powder foundation from Urban Decay Cosmetics, and I did want to say this video does have a sponsor on it. I'm going to be working with Teami blends on this video. I have a couple products that was sent to me to review. I'm going to be sharing my thoughts with you on them, so thank you so much to Teami Blends for sponsoring this video. I'm also going to be chatting about 2020, some resolutions, goals, just ideas that I have for myself and what do I want to achieve throughout this new year. So I hope that you guys are excited for this video, and why don't we go ahead and get started. Hello. Okay, jumping into it, I'm going to start off a little bit with the face before I go into my eyes, because like I said, I do have a sponsor on today's video and I'm working with them on a serum. So this video is sponsored by Teami Blends. I'm really excited to work with them, and one of the biggest reasons that I started looking a little bit closer into their brand is because one of my friends and favorite YouTubers, JenLuvs Reviews, actually did a video with them a few months ago, and it was a video on oily skin, and then she was reviewing and recommending some of the products from Teami Blends. I was interested in that video because I just really enjoyed Jen's videos, and I think that she always has a lot of really good information. But I've also gone from having really dry skin to a little bit more oily skin, a little bit more acne prone skin, and I have been trying to learn what it is that I need to do, what products I need to bring into my skincare routine, maybe take out, how to just switch my skincare routine in general to accommodate for my skin changing about halfway through 2019. So I'll link Jen's video down below. Again, I think that has really good information on it. But when I was approached from Teami Blends to ask if we would want to work together on a video, I was really excited about it. And the product that they sent over for me to try is this vit-c tea infused serum. So again, they sent it to me a couple months ago, and I feel like I've made a pretty good dent in it. I use this in my AM skincare routine. You can use it in the AM and PM. I use it in my AM routine after cleansing. I wanted to go over a few of the ingredients with it because when I was initially asked if I wanted to try out this serum, one of the first things I did was looked it up, went and looked at the ingredients, and I was really quite impressed with especially the first few ingredients that are in this serum. I'm going to link the Paula's Choice website. I've mentioned that I go to that website quite a bit to get just kind of straight to the point what these ingredients are. I mentioned that in this last week's Will I Buy It video. So the serum is $44.95. Of course, I'm going to have this linked in my description box. Teami Blends did also give me a discount code, which is March 15. I'll also have that in my description box. That is not an affiliate link. It's just a discount code for you if you would be interested in picking up the serum. They also did send along a facial roller, which I've been wanting to try one of these for such a long time, so I was so excited about this. But you can use that code on the website. Before I get into the ingredients, I am just going to apply a little bit here. I do about I do like 2 half pumps so kind of like 1 full pump, and you really get a lot of product and it goes a very long way. You do get 1 fluid ounce of product on here, and then to help absorb it into the skin, I am going to use the facial roller. This is also available on the Teami Blends website. Few of the ingredients that I wanted to read on here. One is the ascorbic acid. There's some of these with skincare ingredients that can really trip me up, but kind of in parentheses on the back of the box it does say vitamin C in there, but I wanted to search that main ingredient, and I should say the first ingredient is water. This one is the second ingredient, but on the Paula's Choice website, they also have a ranking, and it'll say like best, good, and it kind of goes down from there. This one says it's also known as L-ascorbic acid and has the most research of any form of vitamin C when it comes to benefits for the skin. It's a potent antioxidant and a skin soothing agent that can improve the appearance of signs of aging. We also have the Cassia angustifolia seed polysaccharide. That's a fun ingredient, or in parentheses we have a botanical hyaluronic acid. So this one also has a best ranking. It says it's also a good antioxidant for the skin. It can also help defend skin surface against damage from airborne pollutants and other sources of environmental stressors. The next ingredient is glycerin. It is kosher vegetable glycerin is what is listed on the box here. I could only find glycerin. But it says, again, has a best ranking, but it says it's a humectant that's present in all natural lipids, and it can either be from animals or from vegetables. So this one is the vegetable with the Teami blends. It says that glycerin is a skin replenishing and skin restoring ingredient, and it's a substance that is found naturally in the skin. It can help establish normal balance and hydration. That's great. I feel like I see glycerin a lot when I really started getting more into ingredients and really looking closely at my skincare collection. A lot of products have glycerin as one of the top few ingredients. The next one, we have aloe barbadensis leaf extract, or organic aloe. So aloe is a good skin soothing agent for the skin. You can see that I have quite a bit of redness on my skin, so aloe can kind of help with that benefit also. So those are a few of the ingredients, and why when I was looking at the website, I got pretty excited right away when I was researching some of the ingredients, because it sounded like a product that would work really well in my skincare. Then also, like I said, they sent along the facial roller. So I've been talking about wanting one of these for a while, so I'm going to go ahead and read some of the benefits that can come from that. So this one is the Quartz Facial Roller, so it can help reduce the appearance of puffy skin, fine lines, and aging, and help contour the face. It can also help to allow skincare products to penetrate deeper, more of like a cooling stone, which just feels nice. It kind of like feels a little bit more luxurious on the skin when I use it, and I've been seeing so many people using these. I've really wanted to get one, so I was so excited to be able to try this out, and I use it faithfully every morning with my serum and with my eye creams also. So those are the two products that I wanted to touch on with Teami blends, and then a few things that I wanted to say about the brand. One thing is that all of their products are plant-based, they're vegan, and they're cruelty-free, because it's all natural and made in small batches in our Florida lab. I also was very intrigued by that. It's kind of nice to know where your products are coming from, and it's nice to know that you know, when something is made right there in a lab, that a ton of products don't have to be made. There isn't a lot of waste going on. I just thought it was a really cool thing, and I liked being able to work with a brand that kind of has that background to it. Thank you so much to them for working with me on this video and for letting me share these two products. Again, I'll have them linked down below. The website will be linked down below. That discount code is down there too if there is anything that you wanted to check out. I would love to know if you've tried anything from the brand. Maybe what other products would you recommend to myself or anyone reading the comments? Please do let me know. But as that serum is sinking in, I'm actually going to go ahead and move on to my eyes. I have a new eyeshadow palette that I'm really excited to use, and I am going to use a lot of shimmers today. So I'm first going to prime my eyelids. I'm going to use the Urban Decay primer potion. This is just the original primer potion. The eyeshadow palette I'm going to be using is this new one from Ofra Cosmetics. This was sent over to me, but I was really excited to try this out because this is a new eyeshadow formula from Ofra. So this is their liquid to baked eyeshadows. So you have 9 different shades in here. You do also have a mirror, and then these are all shimmer shades. So I wanted to do kind of like a spotlight eye. My eyes immediately went to this pink shade here. I also wanted to play maybe with this shade at the bottom here. Ooh, okay. Either those two, or I'm gonna swatch the white one in the center. We could do that one, but I kind of like the middle one just a little bit more. And then I'm gonna swatch one more. I'm gonna swatch this gold one at the top and see. But I think I kind of had an idea already in my mind which one I wanted to do. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna do Ice Ice, wait, what is, no, Easy Bake is the pink one, and then Ice Ice Baby. Alrighty, so I'm gonna take a Sigma E44 and come into Easy Bake. Even though these are all more of a shimmery formula, I wanna try a dry brush first, which again is why I'm gonna hold off before doing my foundation and concealer. Ooh, okay. Ooh, am I in focus? Okay, hopefully now I'm in focus. Sometimes I just get too excited. I forget that whole like little thing of having a camera on and making sure that you can actually see me. So I don't think that this needs to have a dry brush at all. I feel like that pigment is really, I mean, that's like really come into play right away. So that's fantastic. I'm gonna use that same brush and same shade And I'm gonna pack a little bit on the inner part of the eye. I'm kind of messy when it comes to my spotlight or halo eyes. I'm just kind of like, my makeup style, like my makeup preference is like fast, easy, like quick, easy makeup looks. I really like spotlight eyes because I think that they're really pretty. I think they typically can turn out pretty darn good, but they don't take a lot of time. A lot of times it's like 2 eyeshadows and that's it. And again, you don't have to be super precise with them. I think it's why I don't like a lot of really blended looks, because I don't have a lot of patience, if you don't know that about me. Also just more time consuming, so I like something just a little bit fast. Using that same brush to kind of blend that shade along the crease, and then we're just going to take that lighter shade and pop it right on the center there. A lot of times, I don't know, I see some people like really making sure to leave the inner part blank. I just kind of layer and add right on top and just kind of go for it. So coming in with this lash shade here and a smaller flat shader from Sigma. This is the E56. I almost put it into the pink shade. That would not have been good. And I'm just going to come in and just kind of place it right in the center of the lid. Again, just kind of overlaying with that pink shade. Not being super precise. Taking that one all the way up to the crease. Again, only using shimmers. Just makeup. No rules. To say that I'm pretty impressed that I have no fallout on my face, which is pretty good, especially for using a dry brush. Sometimes using a wet brush can not only help bring out the intensity of shadows, but it can help the shadows kind of stick to the brush more and not get as much fallout onto the face. So that was why I decided to do my eyes first, just in case it was like, wow, you know, all over, and then I didn't have to worry about ruining my foundation. But that's pretty great. With the first brush, I'm not adding any more product, but just kind of blending back and forth. That pink is so vibrant. If you really like Barbie pink shades, I think that you would really like that one. That had so much oomph right off the bat. So I wanted to use this new Urban Decay True Naked The Fix powder foundation. This was sent over to me from Urban Decay. They sent me the shade 30CP, which is light cool pink. So I thought that I could give this a try. I haven't used this yet, but I'm curious to try it out. I have been doing a lot of like just concealer and powder looks recently. Usually it's not a pressed powder, or usually it's not a pressed foundation. It's more of like a setting powder or a finishing powder, like the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless airbrush powder. But I thought I could do something similar along those lines today and at least just be able to start testing out this powder foundation from Urban Decay because I am curious about it. So I'm actually first going to just come in and add a little bit of concealer. This is a newer one from Colourpop. This is the Pretty Fresh concealer with hyaluronic acid. I have the shade Light 40N. I'm going to apply this a little bit on my under eyes and then to cover up some of the blemishes that I have, and then we'll come in with the powder to really set everything. And since I did use that the vitamin C serum like just a few minutes ago from Teami Blends, that's what I'm gonna have in place of my primer. I've been doing that a little bit more with different serums also. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add a little bit of this Colourpop concealer. I've been liking it for the days that I am just doing concealer and powder. It's a little bit more of a thicker concealer, and I think that it has really nice coverage to it. I think that it can make a good, almost like if you didn't want to do a foundation, like it almost makes for a good replacement because it does have really good coverage to it. Sometimes it can be just a little bit tougher to blend out since it's thicker, but I mean, so far I have been really getting on with it and I've been reaching for it quite a bit. I'm going to be using the brushes that I hauled recently from the Makeup by Mario and Sephora brush set. So I'm just using this one. Let's see, this is technically a highlight brush, but I'm going to be using it as a concealer brush for today. So one topic that I wanted to discuss today was 2020. I know there's a bunch of videos going out about, you know, New Year's and resolutions, goals for the new year and all of that. I was planning to do this video a little bit sooner and to be talking about 2020, but if you haven't heard me mention, we actually had a death in the family on New Year's Day and everything just kind of, you know, kind of came to a halt with that, not only with work-wise, but really just, it was kind of hard for me to come on to social media. I took a break for a few days, but it's hard for me to come on and be like, yeah, 2020, and this is gonna be my year, and it just didn't feel right. So I took, you know, several days off from really even like looking at social media while I was traveling and trying to help get my mom from Alabama to Iowa for the services and checking in on family and you know, just all of that. But it's so crazy. My Will I Buy It that I posted on New Year's Day, which I post the Will I Buy It series every single Wednesday, that video had obviously been pre-recorded, but I said in there, I have so much optimism for the new year, and like I'm so enthusiastic, I have so many ideas. And even though that might have gotten put on hold for a little bit and all of that, I still do have a lot of optimism and enthusiasm when I think about 2020. There's still a lot of goals I have written down for myself. There's a lot of things that I want to do, and there's a lot that I'm excited for. And I'm not going to get upset in this video, but there's also something that I have on my list that is to honor my aunt who passed away, and kind of one of her life's mottos that I'm going to work into, you know, some of my resolutions and goals for 2020. So I'm excited to chat about them for sure. But that is the Colourpop concealer blended in. I think that it looks really nice. I think it does a really good job covering. It's a little bit heavy. Like, I honestly really like this concealer for the times that I'm doing a little bit lighter makeup and I'm skipping like a heavier foundation too. That's when I like it, instead of doing like a regular liquid foundation and then using it just as like concealer on my under eyes or whatnot. I don't know, this is just kind of the way that I've been preferring to use it, and I've liked it so far. So I'm going to come in with the powder foundation from Urban Decay, and I'm going to use the powder brush that came in that Makeup by Mario set. It does have a mirror on this one too, and there is like this little sponge underneath. I'm not going to use that. I just bought these brushes. This was an expensive brush set. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this. I don't use powder foundations often. A lot of times I just use a setting powder, which can be a little bit lighter. But again, since we're just using the concealer first, I figured why not give it a try. And I really wanted to start testing out this foundation to get a feel for it. I swatched it the first time that I got it. I thought that it swatched, like it felt very smooth. It felt very creamy. It didn't feel like, I don't know, like too dry or like cakey or anything like that. I was really impressed just based on the swatch of it. It might be just like a little light on me, but I don't think that looks too bad. I'm pretty pale right now. I'm pretty like, you know, it's winter in Iowa. I feel like that's a pretty good match. Again, I don't wear powder foundations a ton, but I think so far that looks pretty good. What do you guys think? Get close to the camera here. Let me know your thoughts. Have you guys tried this one? Are you interested in it? Are you interested in powder foundations or not so much? It doesn't feel very heavy. It might look a little bit cakey on like my chin area here. I'm gonna go ahead and use a setting spray too, since we did use a powder, but so far I don't think that looks too bad. Hey, okay. So I'll definitely keep trying this one from Urban Decay. I'll come back and review everything that I'm doing first impressions on. I'm just gonna spray my face with the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Setting Mist. I really like this one. It's nice and lightweight, but just wanna help get the powders down. Obviously, I'm gonna be coming in with like bronzer and blush and things like that, but this is just a step I'd like to take now since I used a powder foundation. I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow. I use this in my last Get Ready With Me also, and the Sculpt side with, this is actually a foundation brush, but I'm going to use it as a contour brush because that's what I want to do. Okay, so thinking about and going over the list of resolutions and goals that I had for myself for 2020, one of the biggest things that I kept coming back to was that I want to be more confident this year, and confident in a few different ways. One thing I wrote down is I want to not be afraid to be successful and talk about when I've done something good, or I have a good idea, or I've released something that means a lot to me, like, you know, a book or something like that, to not be afraid to be successful. Because I don't know if it's because I'm a woman, and for some reason women, when we are strong, or when we are go-getters, or when we are passionate to succeed, a lot of times we can get looked down upon and, you know, be called the B word and bossy and different things like that. And it's very confusing to me, but I think because that's what I've seen for such a long time, not only for me, but I see it in other, you know, industries as well, and other people dealing with that issue. It almost makes me want to simmer down my success and not speak too loud when I do something that I'm proud of, and not shout from the rooftops that I'm so excited that I've published another novel. And I want that to change in 2020. I want to be proud of my successes, and I want to be able to talk about them without fear of having someone else's opinion of me change how I feel about myself. I said, another thing I wrote down is I want to not be afraid to shout myself out. I am like so fearful of this, and on social media, if I think I do a bomb look, I'm almost like afraid to tag a brand, because I feel like it comes across as like, notice me, look at me, I just want you to notice me, it's the only reason why I'm posting this. And I'm like, no. And if I do want to get noticed by brands or by other people, why is that a bad thing? If I love a brand and I continue to use their products and I get excited about them, why can't I post a picture of a bomb makeup look I created, or just a look that I'm really proud of, and be like, hey, I used your products? Why is that a bad thing? You know, I feel like a lot of this is just in my own head and things that I get fearful of. I don't want to be seen in this way, and I don't want to be seen as, you know, different things. And I'm like, no, you gotta stop. You gotta stop, and you have to have more confidence in yourself. I wrote, not be afraid to ask others for help, or help others to, or to ask others to collaborate with me. A lot of times I've been afraid to ask, you know, especially those with larger numbers than me. I've been afraid to ask them to collaborate, because I get that feeling of like, why would they want to collaborate with me? Like, what benefit am I gonna have to them? I don't want them to think I'm only asking them to collaborate because I'm hoping that it'll, you know, bring me more subscribers or things like that. And even like things on Twitter, like I'll see conversations that people are having on Twitter, and I really want to jump in and I want to talk and I want to converse, but I held myself back because I get this thought of like, I don't want others to think I'm just trying to be. I think one term that I've heard quite a bit is like, there's like clout chasers out there, or people who just want to go through different friends because it thinks that it will help them and then they'll do better. And so I get fearful of when I want to interact, or I want to tweet someone and say like, I love your stuff, or whatever. I don't want people to be like, oh, there's Samantha just trying to make friends with people so she can better herself. Because the thing is, and what it boils down to, and this is another item that I had on my list, is that I know who I am. I know who I am. I know my intentions, and I know my intentions are positive. Does that mean I'll make mistakes? Like, you know, of course I'm going to, and of course I'm going to screw up, but I know my intentions, and I know that when it comes down to it, I'm a good person. I know when it comes to me wanting to get a brand's attention, it's because I love that brand and I'm excited about them. I reach out to tell someone that I love their videos, or I love their looks, or that they inspire me, that it's not just because I want to be noticed by them, or I want to like climb this ladder in the beauty industry, but it's because those words I'm saying are actually true words. And if it means that someday down the road, maybe these people that I aspire and look up to do become my friends, or do become people that I get to collaborate with or make videos with, then that's amazing. But why should I not be able to tell someone that they inspire me, or I love their work, because I'm afraid of how it's going to look to other people? Can you imagine if we all lived our lives that way and we didn't tell anyone that we enjoyed them or that they motivated us because we were afraid of how it would look to others? What a sad place. So that was one of the first things I wrote down, was that I wanted to be more confident in myself. I wanted to be more confident in my successes. I wanted to be able to, like, I want to manifest some of the different things that I want in life. And if that means putting it out there in videos or in social media and putting my dreams and ideas and what I want to see happen out there, because maybe it truly will happen, then I think that's a pretty cool thing. My Jouer blush bouquet, and this is the contour brush from the set. Another one that I wrote down is travel more. This is a huge goal that I have for myself for 2020. This is something that I really was trying to do more of, especially the end of 2019. And being able to travel is something that I've always wanted to do. I went to school for travel and tourism. I have to travel tattooed on my body. I have been obsessed with being able to see other locations. I have a really big fascination with seeing like lifestyles of different places. Going to Amsterdam for one of my school trips in college was one of the most eye-opening trips for me. To see how so many people got around on bicycles was fascinating to me. That's not something that I had seen in the US and in the places that I had lived. I enjoy seeing different cultures, enjoy talking to locals in other areas. I would also love to be able to meet more people, especially more people in this beauty space and that do what I do, because we don't get to meet each other. We don't go to the same office every single day. We don't have potlucks with one another. We don't do gift exchanges around the holiday times. These are things that I did when I did work in a traditional job. I think that it would be so fun to meet other people, to be able to do some collab videos with others, to be able to meet brands and see different labs. I loved visiting Ofra Cosmetics last year and seeing their factory and seeing how they made the products and how they were all put together. It was fascinating to me. I would love to be able to see that, to make more connections and to just make more memories. So that's one thing that I wrote down. And you know, like potentially traveling and meeting other people or meeting brands could even open doors for some more opportunities, which would be so exciting for me. Again, with being more confident, I don't want to hold myself back in areas where I could, you know, potentially give myself opportunities because I'm afraid it might look bad, or I'm afraid, again, it boils down to I know myself, I know my intentions, and that's just how I have to live my life. So I think that could be a really awesome thing. And I also wrote down under traveling more was that I do have to cut back in certain areas. One thing I mentioned, I recently moved to a very small town. We don't go out as much as we did when we lived in a larger city with our friends around. We used to go out almost every single weekend, dinner and drinks and shows and clubs and movies and all of that. After we moved and looking at our bank accounts, we had already started saving so much money by not going out as much, not buying the expensive drinks as much, not going out for costly meals as much. And that kind of was it kind of motivated me a little bit to like, oh, I can cut back in these areas. I can cut back in other areas too. And look at the money that we're saving, and look at our savings account that we're able to build up to maybe do something really awesome one day. I think that's pretty cool. So, you know, if I have to cut back on how much makeup I buy, so be it. If I have to cut back on, you know, how much I'm going out and, you know, just having these little luxuries for myself, because it'll allow me to travel more, to meet more people, to make new memorable experiences instead of just having material things around me. I want to fully grasp that, and I really hope I can get to a lot of locations in 2020. I would be so excited if I can make that happen. I did my brows off camera, and for my eyeliner, I'm going to use this one from Urban Decay, one of their 24/7 Glide On pencils in Heartless. Sometimes I like using a lighter shade, either like a lighter pink or even like a nude or like a beige in the waterline, because I feel like it helps the eyes look a little bit more open, and especially if I'm doing something brighter on the lid like this, I don't know, I think that it complements it well. So first, taking Easy Bake on a Sigma. Ooh, this brush has been so used, it's kind of worn off. I think this is the E45. And I'm first going to run that on the lower lash line. I'm just going to kind of mimic what we did at the top and add a little bit of Ice Ice Baby to the center for a pop. And then I'm going to use the white shade in the middle. I'm just going to use the same brush. I'm going to tap that on the inner. Ooh, ooh. That is popping on the inner corner. And then also a little bit on the brow bone. To finish off the eyes, I'm going to use the Ciate London Wonderwond mascara. Okay, so that is it for the eye look with the Ofra Glitch palette. Now, I only used a few shades out of this palette, so obviously I can't give my full reviews yet. But I will say the shadows were actually so much easier to work with than I thought that they were going to. Especially because I didn't think that they swatched like overly, wow, like this is going to be super pigmented and easy to use on the eyes. Like when I swatched them, I was like, oh, I might have to use a damp brush in order to like really get the wow, the wow, the wow with these shimmers. So I was actually pleasantly surprised that they were super easy to work with just on their own, and that I didn't get a lot of fallout because you do get 9 shimmer shades in here, and I kind of expected a lot more going on the eyes, but I really like how this came out. Again, just like super fast and easy to use. I will say, as I've been sitting here and kind of looking at my face, I don't know how much I love the powder foundation, because I feel like even around this area, like it almost looks a little, I don't know, odd on my skin. I feel like looking a little bit closer at my skin, I don't feel like it has, like it almost looks just more powdery to me, which makes sense. We used a powder foundation, but a lot of times when I just do concealer and like the setting powder or finishing powder, like you can kind of tell that it's a little bit more natural makeup, and that's why I wanted to do not as much of a heavy bronzer, and I'm going to use like a, you know, kind of like a toned down highlight too, because that's kind of the vibe I wanted to have for this video. But I feel like it kind of like looks like I'm wearing a lot of makeup right now, even though that wasn't what I was trying to do. So I don't know, just wanted to point that out. I'll definitely keep trying the powder foundation, but I'm not sure what I think so far. Again, let me know your thoughts. But I'm going to finish off with the highlight in that Charlotte Tilbury duo. Another item that I wrote on my list is, in 2020, I want to publish another novel. I'm excited to publish the next book in the 6 series, which is going to be Brie Lee's book. I am in the middle of a 6-part series right now. The 3rd book released in November. I've been working on Brie Lee's story right now, which is the 4th book in the 6th series, and I'm really excited to publish that. But another thing that I'm also really excited for is that I am also working on a nonfiction book. I've never written nonfiction. Well, I've never published nonfiction, I should say, and I'm really excited. I feel like I'm starting to see things more clearer of what it is that I want to do with life, and the message I want to give and the people that I want to reach. I feel like having this YouTube channel really helped me see that, and I'm so grateful for that. And I have been working on outlining this book, and I can't wait to share it and to give some more details, and I'm really very excited about it. So I would love if I could publish both Brie Lee and the nonfiction in 2020. I really do want to finish off the 6th series, and I know a lot of my readers are so excited to see how the stories go on. This nonfiction book has been for a while now, and I can't help but feel so passionate about it and feel so excited to put this book out there. So I have also been working on that. Another item that I wrote down, and this is the one that is honoring, oh, I said I was going to do a light highlight and then I keep building up. Tone it down, Samantha, tone it down. But another item, and that I was talking about how I kind of wanted to honor my aunt who just passed away. See if I can make it through this part. At her eulogy, in her reading at her funeral, it was mentioned how my aunt kind of lived by the motto of why not. I'd always say, you know, why not? Why not travel here? Why not do this? Why not have this idea? And I love that that was mentioned in her reading, because it made me remember our last conversation that we had together, which unfortunately was at another funeral. We had another aunt pass away 6 weeks prior to this one. So huge, you know, with our family at the moment. But I was talking to my aunt, and she was asking me all these different questions about beauty stuff, and she was so excited. My Aunt Jill's funeral was the day before I left for LA to go to the American Influencer Awards, and my family was so excited, and everyone there congratulated me on just being nominated, and they were so excited for me and telling me how they had voted for me. My aunt was asking me so many questions about what I do and just saying how proud she was of me. And one thing that she was saying is that she had an idea for something, but she didn't want to tell me everything that it was because she wanted to like get it in motion, is what she was saying. And when she was talking to me about it, she was saying, you know I'm older, but why not? I think I could do it. Why not? And so when that got brought up, I was like, oh my gosh, that is how she lived her life, is by why not? So I decided, in honor of my aunt, my motto for 2020 is going to be, why not? Why not try something new? Why not travel somewhere? Why not make my own opportunities? Why not publish a nonfiction book? Why not try? Why not take risks? Why not? I know that we have a lot of days in this year. I know that there are going to be ups and downs. There's going to be times that challenge me. There's times that I'm going to be sad. But I want to always keep that in mind. And that's why I wanted to put it out here in this video. To try to live by the motto of why not? And let's see what happens. I think that would be really special. So definitely wanted to mention that in this 2020 video. And then the final thing that I wrote on my list is to be more secure. And this kind of ties back in with the first one of being more confident. The things I wrote down was, I know who I am. I've had others tell me who I am, and that's not okay. I wrote down that I'm sensitive. I wrote down that I'm an empath, which if you guys would want a more in-depth video on that and what it means and the certain challenges that can come along with being an empath, do let me know. I feel like it's something that's not talked about a ton, and I wish it was for my sake. I wrote that part of being an empath is that I care deeply. I feel a lot of feelings. I can soak up the feelings of other people, which can definitely be challenging, but I wrote that I care deeply, I love deeply, I value right and wrong, I try my best, and again, like I said, I'll make mistakes, but I also need to learn to forgive myself and know that I am doing the best that I can, and I'm just trying to do my best, and I do have good intentions. I don't need to constantly apologize for being me. That's something that I really, really want for 2020 and something that I really strive for. And a message that I try to bring to other people is that we are doing our best. There's this weird expectation sometimes that I feel of being someone on the internet and putting their life out on social media, that we have to be perfect in every sense and we have to be perfect for each individual person. Sometimes it feels like everyone watching has a certain expectation of who they want us to be, and we can't be that for everybody. I can only be me, I can only be myself, and I need to not be apologetic for that. I'm me, I'm doing the best that I can, and I'm doing them with good intentions. Again, am I gonna screw up along the way? Am I gonna make mistakes? Am I gonna make bad decisions? Yes, of course I am. But I need to also love myself and to be able to forgive myself and say, hey, that wasn't the best decision. You'll learn from it and you'll do better next time. So that's something that I really want to bring into 2020, and that's a message that I really wanted to give to you, is to be secure in yourself. As long as you know that you are doing things with a good heart and with good intentions, that should be good enough for you. We don't have to try to convince other people that we're the best people. Again, it goes back to being more confident and wanting to, be able to create opportunities for myself and meet other people, or, these different things that I want to do. I know that I'm doing them for good reasons, not because I want to use people and not because I'm a shady person in that way. The fear that I have of being perceived by people differently and having people out there think that I'm not a good intentioned person hurts me. But I need to not let that hold me back, and I will not let that hold me back in 2020. It's gonna be hard. These items that I wrote down, honestly, probably the easiest one is traveling. Like, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a challenging year. Again, I know that bad things are gonna happen. We started off New Year's Day with a horrible, unexpected death. You don't know what's gonna happen, but you can just do your best no matter what life throws at you. I'm gonna go ahead and finish off my lips. I'm going to use the Mauve lip liner from Ofra Cosmetics, and I really want to use their new gloss. This is the BRB Gloss. I love the Ofra Cosmetics glosses, and when I saw this sparkly, beautiful beast of a lip gloss come out, I knew I had to have it. That's why I wanted to do this really shimmery kind of pinky look, because this is like a pinky lavender gloss, and I just think that it looks beautiful. Ooh. I love how sparkly this is. Oh, I'm digging this gloss. I knew I would. The moment I saw it, like before it even came out and I just saw the promo photos, I was like, yep. I love how sparkly and shiny that is. Big fan. I really like the Ofra glosses. They're not sticky. I mentioned them in my Best of Beauty 2019. I love how shiny this one is. This is the BRB lip gloss. Big fan of this one. So I am an affiliate with Ofra. If these, the glitch eyeshadow palette or the gloss or any of the glosses or the lip liner, any products that you might be interested in from Ofra, I do have a 20% off affiliate discount code for their website. It is Samantha. So I'll have that below, and I link out all of the products that I'm using too. But off the bat, the first impression and everything, but big fan of this lip gloss, which I'm very excited about. But that is where I'm going to wrap up this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed seeing me get this look right here using some new products, some new brushes. Again, thank you to Teami Blends for sponsoring this video and let me chat about their serum. Again, that will be linked down below. The discount code that they gave me will be in my description box as well. And a big thank you to them for sponsoring this video. Thank you to you guys for continuing to support me and allowing me to have these opportunities. I do appreciate it so much. I hope that you enjoyed hearing a little bit about my plans that I have for 2020. Things that I want to work on, some goals that I have for myself. I would love to know, what do you have in mind for 2020? How do you want to make this your best year? You know, that's kind of how we all start our year, thinking that this is going to be the best one yet. What are you doing to actually try to make that happen? What goals have you written down? If you haven't written anything down yet, write some down. I swear that it will help you. But let me know in the comments down below. I would absolutely love to get your input there. And other than that, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I hope that you'll also consider subscribing before you go, and I will see you in my next video.